New developments tonight. The man convicted of killing 2 children in Eagle Mountain is appealing his conviction to the state's highest court now.
Chief investigative reporter Wendy Halloran has been reporting on this case for years now and spoke with the mother of one of these young victims. Wendy.
Well, Heidi and Mark, a high-profile case that was exhausting for the victims' families and both sides of the prosecution and defense. Cody Barlow's public defenders have started the process in an attempt to get his conviction overturned.
Just because this time you're finally facing consequences that you should have had all along.
It's May 2nd, 2022 at Cedar Valley Stables, where 3-year-olds Hunter Jackson and Odin Ratliff were playing with toy tractors.
3 is closed for emergency traffic. Again, lot 3 is closed for...
Before they were killed by Cody Barlow, a parolee who was high on meth and crashed through multiple fences. More than 3 years later, this was Barlow before he was sentenced to a mandatory 30 years, potentially life in prison, for killing Brooke and Jeremy Jackson's son Hunter and Teresa and Bobby Ratliff's son Odin.
I want the families to know that I am terribly and truly sorry. And every day for the last 3 years, I have spent hoping and wishing that I could go back, take back my actions, or trade those 2 little boys places.
It sounds more believable that he was sorry that he's in jail and not dead. That's what it sounds like. He doesn't want to trade places with the boys. He could care less about them.
Right after he was sentenced, I asked prosecutor Ryan McBride about the likelihood of overturning the conviction on appeal if Barlow were to appeal.
No concerns. We did our best. Both judges that worked on this case did very thoughtful, thorough work, very analytical work, and made every effort to ensure the defendant's rights were honored in this case. So we're confident with the prospects on appeal.
And he did. On July 11th, Barlow's public defender Justin Morrison filed an appeal with the Utah Supreme Court. The Supreme Court received notice of the appeal on July 17th and opened an appeal case. This is not sitting well with Brooke Jackson.
This is finally where your choices led. You need to stop fighting the system.
The Utah County Attorney's Office issued this statement about the timeline of this appeal process after I asked, since the Supreme Court docket does not yet have the grounds for the appeal. We do not know the basis of the appeal. The appellate court will give the defense the time it needs to prepare and file their appeal brief, which will detail the rulings they are appealing. We expect this to take significant time because of the extensive number of hearings and arguments over the course of the 3 years it took to get to trial. The record will comprise many thousands of pages, and the defense will review that record to make their appeal. I would not be surprised if it takes a year or more to file their appellate brief. The state will then have time to respond. Then the matter will be set for oral arguments before the appellate court. The clerk of the Supreme Court says the docketing statement is due tomorrow. You can watch my interview with Brooke on KUTV's YouTube page. She told me tomorrow would have been Hunter's 7th birthday. Mark?